I'll start. Is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me first introduce you all what I'm going to do today, and then basically what I want to do today is to talk about hope, engagement, and creativity, strategies for mitigation of psychological effects of COVID-19. So why we are more worried about psychological effect of COVID-19? The question is this. We all know that this, how will I shift this? Yeah. Yeah. So why we are worried about psychological effect? We all have seen in last 4 months that there is a global worry about this pandemic we are calling COVID-19. We all know that COVID-19 has emerged from coronavirus, which we have already also said novel coronavirus. Novel because coronavirus is not a new thing. In humans also many strains of coronavirus are present. But this virus was never present in humans, and that is why we call it novel coronavirus. Now, when this virus first detected in Wuhan city of China, people were warned, but many of us didn't take it as a serious threat to us simply because we thought it will remain to China and people visiting China, it will not come to rest part of the world. But in early January, WHO issued a warning that it may reach to other part of the world and can be considered a global pandemic. And in February, the International Committee on the Classification of the disease named it COVID-19. In India, we had first cases in January itself, but that were direct affected patients who came back from Wuhan. And the second wave of this disease started in March when people received it from other places in Europe and other parts of the world. We are already more than 2 months under lockdown, and studies have shown worldwide as well as in India that there are many psychological impact of this disease that people have seen. Now, what are these common reactions, or we may call the reason for developing psychological problems? The first is concerns about protection. Am I protected? This virus is not visible to any. This virus is not visible. This virus infected people are not visible easily. And the thing which make it even more worse is that the first instance of infection comes after 4 or 5 days of infection. And therefore, we don't know whether we are meeting to the person is infected or not. In other cases, in other viral diseases, generally in a day or two, people start showing symptoms and then we can make distance. But here, the first incidence comes only after 5 to 7 days. And in the meantime, he usually meet an average of 10 to 20 people he would have infected. So that is a worry constantly all of us are having how to protect. Then second worry that has come is due to the lockdown. To curb the effects of this, to stop the spread, we are under lockdown. And then the concern came about regular medical care or services. So will we get medicine? Will we get hospital facility? If I am infected, what will happen to me? Where will I get tested? And what about my food security? What about milk supplies? And all services related concerns are there. Since we are under lockdown, we are socially isolated. And one thing now people are realizing that it was physical distancing rather than social distancing. So we used a wrong term in the beginning and we asked people to do social distancing. Now people are saying it is physical distancing only, not social. Social can be possible online and from distance also. So third concern was socially isolated. We are a social being. Humans cannot live in isolation, and that's a major concern. Then fourth reason is guilt. If I am infected, I am under the guilt that I am infected. Now I would have infected many. And if somebody else is infected and we are making a visible distance, people are under guilt. Oh, I am not able to help them. For example, yesterday we were listening a news that one old man was felt down before AIMS, and he was there for 4 hours before he got help. But people were not trying to help simply because they were afraid of COVID. So guilt related to not being helped or not helping others is also there. And then there are increased levels of distress. Distress due to the situation, distress due to the uncertainty, and distress due to the things that are happening around us related to COVID-19. This may be due to mental health concerns we have, due to the lower income household people. They have their basic supplies interrupted and they are under great distance and distress. And then we are under increased distress due to the experience of stigma. We have seen people have started differentiating people. So for example, global differentiation is seen when people call it Wuhan virus, then people started calling it Chinese virus, and then people started calling it Asian virus. So that is global stigmatization. At local level, we have seen people throwing stones on doctors, on policemen, on healthcare workers, and refusing to allow people to enter their homes if they are suspected for COVID. So all these stigma have also increased into the led to the mental health problems. Now, what I'm talking about today is hope. Hope stands for healthy outcomes from positive experiences. This model is developed primarily for child development and talks that a good adult development is based on positive experiences during the childhood. But I have picked this concept from that theory and tried to analyze it here, that in times of this isolation, when we are all isolated and socially disconnected, probably the positive experience might help us also to become healthy and resilient adults. This theory has 4 building blocks. This theory suggests that the first building block of hope is relationships. Having healthy relationship interactions, heavy interactions, and having people connected is first building block. It helps us develop healthy and resilient. Second building block is environment. Having a safe environment, stable environment, and having an environment where we can live, play, learn, and have positive schooling. So that is, if we have a healthy environment, we will have a healthy and resilient adult. Third is engagement. Positive engagements with family, with society, with other social and civic activities. If we are significantly engaged each day, we will have a healthy and resilient life. And then social and emotional development, playing and learning together with peers, with support group, with collaborators and all. So all these four building blocks I'll try to tap today to tell you people what we can do in these days of problematic isolation, which will help you not only to be mentally free from any psychological problem, but will also, if you practice it for long term, it will also help you in developing a more healthy and resilient personality in future. So I have tried to convert these whole phenomena into COVID context, and I can suggest you four ways to deal with the situations that have arisen. One is stay connected. Second, stay active and engaged. Third, manage stress and anxiety. And fourth, handle disappointments. So let us talk about first phenomena that we can have. Stay connected. Now, when I'm talking about stay connected, it doesn't mean stay connected outside only. The connection first starts with your own self. If you are connected to your own self first, then only you'll be able to connect with others. This is a common myth we ignore. Usually a common issue we ignore. We feel that connectedness is always outside us. Remember, all psychological theory says that your first socialization is with yourself. Understanding ourselves is the first step for understanding the world. So first step in stay connected is connect with yourself. Help your personality, your body to be in a positive and healthy manner. You can meditate or engage in yoga sessions. We all know meditation help us be fit not only physically but also mentally and later on more spiritually. So meditation is a good way to cope up with majority of stressful situation, including corona related situation. You can do yoga if you have enough practice and training in that. Second issue, second strategy to connect with yourself is making a journal or having good reading. Remember that journal writing, which is also known as daily diary writing. The common term for it is daily diary writing, which earlier older people used to do it more than we are doing. If you ask people who were born in 70s, 60s, 80s, 19, they will tell they write regular journals or regular diaries. But now modern people, we people are not doing it regularly. We are engaged in many other things, but it's a good strategy. Journal writing not only help us review our day-to-day activities, but it also help us revisit and reflect on what happened to us in the day or previous days. It also help us having a track record of our development, how we felt a month ago, a year ago, what was our routine previously, how we are doing now. So it gives us and it prepare a track record of our developmental progression. So it is a good strategy to regular writing in terms of a journal of your experiences. If you are not good in writing or not like writing, then you can engage in reading. Reading is also a good strategy to not only to get knowledge but also to engage yourself positively. So engaging in reading, not necessarily the academic reading, but reading whatever you want, reading whatever you like, reading whatever you want to read is important. Third is exercise. Probably this is the most neglected thing we do to ourselves, not engaging in exercise, and now we have a good excuse for this. We are not supposed to go out, so how to do running, walking and jogging and all. But exercise can be done at home also. Exercise, running can be done by staying at the same place also. So exercise is something we must do Even if in some extent small forms, small home exercises, we must engage regularly. Then taking a bath, eating healthy and having a good sleep is also very important, even if we are free all the time and we consider that oh ye to rest hi hai har samay. It is rest all the time. So why to take another rest? No. Having a good routine in which you have everything as normal is very important. It helps you maintain your body, maintain your psyche, and then finally maintain your soul. So when you have done with that, the second aspect is connect with family and friends. Don't use calls, Skype, FaceTime, Zoom, and other meeting platform only for listening to lectures and attending classes. Use it for family meetings also. Schedule a Zoom meeting with your family members, not only immediate but all family members. You can have 100 people connected together for 40 minutes without any fee or without any charge. Have a schedule for meeting and try to discuss what is happening to all other members of your family who are not at present staying with you. Look at photo albums, old albums. We have neglected them. We are not using them. Remember when we clicked photographs, prepared these albums, we thought we'll be revisiting it and we will be enjoying it. But then we forget these albums and move ahead. It's the time given by the God to revisit all these photo albums and discuss all those things with family that happened at that time when these photographs were clicked. It's a very wonderful and engaging activity, not only for us, but for our older parents and grandparents. It will help them revisit their life, enjoy the positivity that happened in the past, and give them strength and immune to fight with this deadly infection and associated psychological problems. It's the time for you to create a family tree. Do you remember your grandfather's name? Yes, you remember. But do you remember your great grandfather's name? Do you remember your great grandfather's name? Probably not. It's the time to create your family tree. Ask your father, your grandfather about your family history that happened in last 70 years, 80 years, 100 years. Because if you missed it now, your children will also forget at least one generation. And similarly, as we progress, our family root will be lost. So it's the time, an important time given to us, available with us to create and preserve our family tree. There are many online free services available to create our family tree in many creative ways, and it is available for printing, for saving, and for cloud deposits. So take use of that. And one very important, I like it the most, write letters or create cards for your relatives or people you love. Remember, we have forgotten to write letters now. We type chats, that to 1 or 2 line. In that also, we don't bother to write the complete word. See you again. So see and then you and then again. Write letters. Even if you are not able to post it now, at least write it now and post it whenever you get the opportunity. Or write a letter, click photographs and send it via digital channels. Remember, handwritten letters have more impact on your loved ones than these typed messages, because everybody knows majority of these are forwards. It does not reflect our true feeling. And whenever we type also, we type it so less that it usually is not enough to convey our emotions. And remember, emojis have been so casual that it now does not say anything. Even if you have sent smiley, nobody believes that you are smiling. It is very casual now. So writing good letters, writing your own handwriting, reflecting your own feelings in words is a wonderful thing you can do these days. Create cards. We have forgotten to write cards. Now relive those activities. Creating card is not only creating, but it also engaging in art and craft activity. That is again a very supportive technique for psychological health. So create cards for your relative. Okay, remember how many birthdays are pending in this year, and create all those birthdays card now, cause maybe later you don't have time. So create all those birthday cards now and deliver it whenever the birthdays come. Good strategy. So all these things will help you not only connect with your family, but will also positively engage you and will help you in positive and gaining positive experiences. Then after family and this is the time to connect with friends and neighbors. You can go outside and greet and talk to your neighbors with a distance. Remember, you would have seen the videos when two people are playing tennis by being in their balconies. People are singing songs in their balconies. So it is not necessarily that you to greet and to talk to your neighbors, you have to go and meet them. Have a safe distance and talk to your neighbors. Greet them every morning, evening. It will help feeling of connectedness and will generate social connection. Remember that it is established fact now that we are programmed, we human beings are programmed to be connected emotionally, socially, cognitively. We are programmed to be connected. If we are kept in isolation, we will not live longer. So it is our basic nature to be connected, and this connectedness have to be expressed. Host a virtual meal, host a Zoom snack party. Instruct them. You have to come up with a snack of your choice and a drink. We'll just sit together and enjoy eating and drinking together. You may include singing, antakshari, partying, dancing, including everything in that. So make it a virtual party rather than virtual meal with your friends. Attend a virtual concert, virtual church, virtual temple services, virtual exercise, virtual yoga classes with your friends and loved ones. And if you like to play games, you can play online games together. Now technology are so advanced that you can have chess with your friend being online, and it will look like not necessarily the real, but it will definitely look like being in front of each other and playing chess. So all these things you can do to stay connected with your friends and neighbors, which will ultimately help you as well as your friend who might be feeling low and might be thinking lonely these days. Connect with your culture and nature also. Read books about your culture, your national history. What is your culture? Cook a meal together which reflects your cultural heritage. If you have 5 or 6 or 10 friends who belongs to different regions of the country, ask them to cook their own meal and then share the recipes, eat together and all these. So revisit your cultural heritage. There are more than 1200 museums around the world, and these are like real-time visit using Google Arts and Culture. So you click on a museum and you will feel like walking around into this museum virtually. Visit all these museums. If you had planned to visit Paris, visit it via Google Earth this summer. If you have planned to go to mountains, visit a hill station using Google Earth. You can do more, connect more with culture and nature. So connection is the key. Now connection not only help us being engaged, but it also helps us being active. Remember that most of our psychological problems comes from idleness. Idleness, either it is idleness of body or it is idleness of mind. Most of our problems are due to that. So it is very necessary that we keep ourselves active, physically and mentally both. How can we do so? Play cards and board games with your family members who are with you at present. There are hundreds of types of card games. Ludo, snack ladders, chess. You used to like it in your childhood, no? Revisit those childhoods. Relive those childhood games. And if you are alone, the beauty is that you can do it online also. Online Ludo is available, online stack and ladder. All these apps are available. You can do it online. You can play with your siblings, your cousins, your friends online, and you will feel like doing it, playing it at your home. Make arts and do crafts together online. Who can bake? I have already said. Sort through bookshelves. Find out your books, which you liked the most, which you used to read. And the beauty of this age, the silver lining behind this dark cloud is that majority of these books are available online for free due to this COVID. Grab it before it is being paid. Grab these books, read them, and try to read as much as you can if you like to read. Change family pictures frame. Okay, there is a good activity you can do after this lecture. Get your photo album, remove all these photographs, sort them according to your likelihood of these photographs. If not that, according to the emotions it generated to you. So the most lovely pictures first. According to the people you like the most, sort these pictures and insert it into the album. Very positive exercise it is. Change your family picture frames, change your albums, revisit your albums, talk with your family about your albums. Point your childhood picture and ask your mama or papa what I was doing when you click this picture. You will listen to very cool stories of your childhood. Ask your papa, when you click this picture, you will listen to a great story. It will not only help you, it will help your parents also. Make a photo book together. Perform a reader's theater. Organize a Zoom meeting, decide a book and say, okay, I will read page 1, then you will read second page, you will read and explain third page, you will read and explain fourth page. Reader's theater. Sing or play piano or other instruments if you have it at your home. And if you don't have, internet is there and online musical instruments are there. Download app and play. If you have a will, there are ways to do it online, but you will have to find out what I like the most. If you are good in making puppets, make puppets and put on puppet show. Record your video and upload it online. It is a great thing to do. People seeing it, it will not only help you, but it will help common people also who will be watching this and enjoying this. Have a dance party, fitness activities, play as a family. If you are available at home, if you are 4 people at home, have a dance party. Do fitness activity, have play, and if you are alone, do it online. Do puzzles, write stories and poetry and read them aloud. Do you write stories? Write few new stories. You write poems, write few new poems. And if you don't do, you can still write a story. Let me tell you a secret of writing story. You all have Google accounts. Go into the Google accounts and go into the Google Sheets. Open a Word sheet, text sheet, write a line. Long ago there was a king. Save this file, share it with your friends and ask them to include a line after the line. So your second friend will write a line. Your third friend will again write a line. Fourth friend, and similarly you will see that a story is being built up. A poem is being built up. You will love this activity. And that will be called collaborative story. Online story creation. You give one line, people will give second, third, fourth, fifth. When the circle ends, you again give a line and you will see how a story is building. The same way up your poetry can be built. Very influencing activity. You can download and complete trace and color activities. There are lots of, if you like coloring, if you like tracing, there are lots of things available online. You download it, print it, trace and color if you love coloring. And a major thing, important thing to be active and engaged is establishing a routine. Remember that having a routine gives you a sense of structure at home. You can have a device-free meal time. You can decide that there is a meal time for every one of us to join, and we will not have any device when we are having meal. You can have routine for physical movements. You can have set up guidelines for maintaining balance between academic, work, and enjoyable activities. Don't mix all these together. Since we are at home, we don't have any structure. We don't have to go to school, college, or work. Don't mix it all. Keep it separate. This is my academic time. 10 to 2 I used to be in college, so 10 to 2 I will study. This time my eating time, this time my play time, this time my movie time, this time my television time. Establish that routine, cause that you have made in last 18, 20 or 30 years. Don't break it for these 2 months, otherwise it will take a long time again to reorganizing everything. So have that routine. Third thing I will talk about managing stress and anxiety. Stress is a specific psychophysiological response of our body to a situation which we are not used to. And there are multiple behavioral, bodily, emotional, and thinking related effects. If you are under stress, you will have increased or decreased energy and activity level, irritability with outburst of angers and arguing, trouble in relaxing and sleeping, frequent crying and worrying, wanting to be alone, blaming others for everything, difficulty in communication or listening, difficulty in giving or accepting help. All these behavioral symptoms are symptoms of stress. Your body will show stomachache, diarrhea, headache, pain of other kinds, loss of appetite or eating too much, sweetenings or chills, tremors or muscle twitches, easily startle responses, and being on edge. All these are body responses to stress. Being anxious, fearful, depressed, guilty, angry, invulnerable, careless about everything, overwhelmed, sadness, all these are emotional reactions to stress. And then having trouble remembering anything, feeling confused, trouble in clear thinking and concentration, difficulty in making decisions, all these are symptoms of stress at your cognitive level. So all these reactions are of stress. Don't worry, majority of them are very mild and go by the pass of time. Majority of them are not difficult or not dangerous for us. These are common response and they go usually in 1 or 2 hours. But if these things persist for longer duration, it indicates that there is a problem and I need to care about. Then you will need to manage this stress. How to do that? Temper your expectations and be kind of yourself. Remember that all these feelings are very normal. Whatever you are feeling due to this lockdown, due to this corona crisis is not abnormal thing. Everybody feels in same way during these kind of situations. So whatever you are feeling, remember these are not abnormal. These are very normal reactions. But since it is creating disturbances in daily life, you can do what you can. Laundry piles, prepare, do wash out your clothes, dirty dishes, clean your messy rooms. Keep yourself engaged and busy in things you can. You may have more screen time than normal. Remember that spending more time online, more time in TV, more time with your cell phone is not good. However, in such a situation like this, it is quite normal to have more screen time. So don't worry if you are watching movie more longer than normal. Is active on social media is longer than normal. It's quite normal. Just make sure that you are doing all these while practicing your safe online behavior. You are watching television from a safe distance. Embrace a rigid state of flexibility. Now remember, focus on this term, rigid state of flexibility. You have to practice daily schedule. I spoken previously that having a daily schedule is very important, but it is quite normal to not being able to follow this daily schedule. And if it is happening, see rule number 1, because if you will have more screen time, then definitely you are not going to manage your daily schedule. So it's quite normal. You have to try a lot to be good in your daily schedule, but if you are not, don't worry, it is quite normal. Find ways to have right informations. There is constant flood of informations regarding COVID-19. Get away from these flood of informations. Having one news event in a day is sufficient to know about COVID-19, and you will have to find a trusted source where to get information about COVID-19. Government sites are there, good news channels are there. Limit your exposure to these informations, cause flood of information will create unnecessarily anxiety and depression. Social media usage should be wise. Remember that there are lots of information about on social media also. Many of them are true, but majority of them are false. So be aware about these social media exposure, whether these exposures are disturbing you. If they are disturbing you, any people, any group, any information, if it is disturbing you, it's good to disconnect from that person, that group for a while. Talk with people you trust. Talk to people you trust. Keep in constant touch with them. These are the things that will help you manage anxiety and stress. And then there are some creative ways to manage this. See the world through a child's eye. A child is free from all worries. Child is not bothered about what is happening. So do you remember what it was like to be a kid? If you remember, follow that. Follow that child in you. Do you remember how boring it was to watch the news? It is boring now also. It is not a good thing to watch the news. Do you remember how cool it was when your parent did spontaneous things with you? Ask them to give you surprises. Surprise them also. You should surprise them also. Do camping in your living room. Use your bed sheet. Prepare a camp. Go inside that and ask your mom to serve your meal there. It is a fun. Make a pillow fort or do your pillow fight with your sibling. You used to enjoy it a lot, but now we don't do. Create a nature scavenger hunt. Hide few things here and there in your home and then ask your sibling to find it out and give him or her a prize. Learning is very important, and learning is not always boring. It can be fun also. You can engage in daily activities which have immense potential for learning. For example, if you help your mother cooking, it teaches you science and math. So there is lots of science and math in cooking. Watch your mother preparing a meal and then try to find out the science and math in it. Yard work teaches about nature. If you are doing something, if you have your own yard or garden, you can learn about nature, different kinds of leaves, different kinds of birds, different kinds of flowers. Reading together will enrich your vocabulary and listening skills. So even if you are engaged in listening and fun, there are always scope for learning. Take care of your body. Again and again I say that, cause a healthy mind stays in a healthy body. So find time to meditate. If you can't do that, take deep breath and do stretching exercises. Eat healthy, well-balanced meal as much as possible. Get plenty of sleep. Make time to unwind. Make time to be free. Feel free. And try to do some activities you enjoyed the most daily. All these things will help you get rid of your stress and anxiety that is arising due to this situation. It is very normal that you have disappointed. Why disappointments? Why everything is cancelled or closed? You always wanted free time for yourself. But why you wanted that free time? To meet your friends, relatives, to go on tours, to go on mountains, to go on movies, to go on parties, to go on theaters, to go on pubs. Everything is closed. You have time, but for what you wanted, this time is not allowed. It's a great disappointment. But then there are ways to handle it. Go on a virtual tour. I have already spoken about. Revisit your past tours. Remember what you did in your past tours. Revisit your favorite serial, show, movie. More people have seen Ramayana and Mahabharata and 80s, 90s serial than they would have seen at that time. Why? It's all-time favorite serials. So revisit your favorite. Which serial you like the most? It's available online. See, watch it. Revisit your favorite show. Revisit your favorite movie. Enjoy online concerts, online shows, online hobby classes. And I will suggest plan your own. Plan your own concert, your own show, your own hobby class. Create your own ways to deal with and to find meaning in whatever you do. There are many things you can do. You will have to go into a search within. For remaining creative, you can host a virtual contest. Find your friends together and play coloring contest, sketching contest, painting, singing, dancing. Ask your mother, father, or parents to be a judge. Organize virtual happy hours. Okay, this hour we will enjoy and have fun. Organize virtual happy tours. Ask your friends, oh, so listen, yesterday I visited Louvre Museum in France, Paris. Now let me take you to the tour today. Do you have 1 hour free? Let me explain you everything about Louvre Museum. Organize virtual exercises. Conduct online yoga meetings. Share your memories. Share your photo album again with your friends on Facebook, on social media. Share your tour details. How you felt when you were sitting alone and enjoying nature on a sea. near a sea or a sea beach. Share your achievements in the past. You can also have virtual nights if you are a party person. If you are a foodie person, organize your virtual nights. Who stops you if you have people to join you? Organize virtual party night, movie night, gaming night, and all. So there are many things. You can remain creative. You can find your own way which is not listed here, but you should try to find it out. Now let me show you these few online sources. You can click picture, or if it is being recorded by your teachers, you can get it after. There are many online sources. For example, this link takes you to the many apps. You can download any one or two of them and have easy yoga meditation sessions. Remember, these apps are prepared for kids, so it is very easy to follow and practice. There are mental health apps in this link. These apps will help you monitor your mental health and follow routines that will help you maintain your health. This link will take you to the apps which will teach you dance and dance games. There are many apps, not one or two. There are n number of apps. You can decide your own on the basis of ratings and reviews. Download it and start learning dance. There are many movement related apps, games, and websites in this link. Visit, download these apps and move around. There are many apps which will give you tips about health and games. You can have this. There are many apps, and this link will take you to the list of all-time best family movie reviews, movie names. Majority of them are kids movies which are enjoyed both by kids as well as by adults. And then there are a list of all those all-time best funny movies. You can have a look and you can download and you can enjoy. So there are many online. I have tried to find out only few, but if you want to find out, there are many such links are available related, which are intended and created to help people deal with this corona crisis. You just have to find out. You just have to have your motive to find happiness. You just have to decide that you want to be happy and you want to make others happy, and there are a lot of resources available. Always remember, there is restrictions going out, but there is no restriction going inside. Exploring about yourself. Ask your question. Ask this question to yourself again and again. Who am I? And try to find answer. What is unique in you? What makes you different from others? What is the reason you have been brought to this world? Remember, if you follow science, if you follow spirituality, if you follow arts, every discipline says that anything which is present in this universe have significance. Nothing is without any reason. So find your reason, why you are here. And this answer you can find by going deep inside you. By otherwise, we are usually busy with our worldly hassles. It is the time when we are given, when we are asked to stay home, stay within, and then we have a lot of time and energy to go within ourselves. So with all these things, I will end my lecture here. I know there might be many questions, concerns. The platform is up and open for you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was really very Good session. That was very informative regarding what we need to do and how we can give time to ourselves and to our family. Now, I would ask the students to kindly ask the questions as the platform is open for questions. Okay. We have one question from Divya Chaudhary. Divya, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Jai Hind, sir. My question to you is, so you discussed so many psychological aspects regarding the pandemic. We are also experiencing an overabundance of mixture of false and real news. So I'd like to know, how should we psychologically deal with the fake news in the times of crisis, and what should be the attitude towards such practice of spreading fake news?
See, this fake news is a global crisis, and a crisis more than this COVID-19 crisis. We have a unexplained urge for forwarding. Okay, something comes to us, we have an urge to forward, and that is a tendency within us to be first before others. So something comes, we want to forward it to others before somebody else forward. We want to be the first, and in this process we majority of the time we never check for facts. When people started asking against forward, people devised another methodology. They put a line now, forwarded as received, as if their responsibility ends there. And you know, if few people are vigilant enough, for example, my example I will give, whenever people send forwards, I do a fact check and I ask them that this is a fake news, kindly delete it. What happened after few days, people started sending me message, and when I say them that it is a fake news, they said, okay, that is only why I send it to you. I have not sent it to others. I have sent it to you for the fact check. If you say it is right, then I will forward it to others. So people are so, I don't know, it's unexplained why people have so much urge to forward things and don't do a simple mind wandering. I will say, if you closely watch these rumors or fake messages, these messages are usually of two kinds. One, which provoke a higher level of threat or fear, and second, which is very much positive in nature. These two types of forwards are very important, and if you are vigilant about these, you will find that slowly you will develop a sense of getting a question mark on each message you receive. Something which seems to be unusual should necessarily be checked. Nowadays people send forwards that it is being it is online, it is running on television channel on this news that PM has announced this. They don't even bother to open that news channel once before forwarding it. Okay, so the rule of thumb is, number one, which I said earlier, never forward. If you want to say something to your friends and family, write it. Don't forward. Forward does not have any impact. It will not convey your feeling. It will not convey your concern, because nowadays in WhatsApp it will be written forwarded. Nobody cares for this message. They will also forward, and वो हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, इसकी टोपी उसके सर टाइप का. I received it from somewhere, I forwarded it to many, now my job is over, I don't bother what is happening. But in this process, we cheat with them who trust us. People in our social connection expect us to be honest and factful. And when we are doing this forward, we are cheating with our relationship with this person. So as a rule of thumb, we must decide that I will never forward. Once you decide that, half of the problem is gone. Now when you have to write something, even if you received a forward, you want to share it with other, you will have to type it. Before typing, you will definitely want to check the fact, because you will not like to do efforts which are useless. So you will definitely decide, oh, this much long message I have to type, let me check first whether it is a fact or a rumor. So I will suggest everybody should watch this. First, get rid of this forwarding thing, and second, make it a habit to do a fact check before you say anything, cause people trust you, and if they receive continuously false news from you, they will simply develop mistrust in you, and they will delete and they will learn to ignore your messages.
Thank you, sir. More questions from anyone? Can you raise your hand? Yes, Nikita?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So I had a question. So do you think creativity is an outcome of healthy and positive thinking? Doesn't it require a special skill set?
No, basically creativity is an outcome of your positive psyche. Because when you say creativity requires a skill, you are limiting this creativity. Okay, creativity is free from boundaries. You cannot say creativity can be only in dance. You cannot say creativity can only be in arts and craft and cooking. Creativity can be of any kind. For example, I found it creative to get all these resources here for you people. I visited about 50 sites to get these materials, all COVID related sites. Now people who don't have interest will never do that. Why to waste this much of time? Okay, so creativity requires your interest, number one, in whatever area you have interest. If you have interest, you will always try to do something new and unique in that. Okay, so creativity by definition, its novelty, its uniqueness, its flexibility. Okay, all these things you will find in areas you like the most or in areas you have the aptitude. So I will say creativity is a function of a healthy mind rather than creative people are born or creative people are different than others.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So we have one more question from Vaishali Mishra. Yes, Vaishali, kindly unmute yourself.
Sir, according to you, post-lockdown, will people be more creative or lazy? And if the laziness exists, then how can one be self-motivated?
Vaishali, it depends on people. Okay, it took a lot, all kind of people to make this world. We are students of psychology who believe in individual differences. So people will have their own lifestyle, ways of life. In general, if people do one thing, reflection, they are more likely to be positive and creative, because this lockdown have taught us that nothing is permanent. Nothing is as planned as we can. I had this feeling I used to take less leave. My family and my friends used to be angry at me. Why don't you take leave? What you do in going daily to your university? And I used to think that if I will take one day leave, my students will suffer a lot. Now this incidents have told me that nothing happens even if you are locked inside your house for 2 months. Nobody bothers. Okay, so if you do a self-reflection, or anybody who will do self-reflection, they will think that all those things we used to consider very necessary for living a life was useless. And in this WhatsApp forward only, all those things which we used to do were boosting our economy. When we are only on essentials, economy is losing. So when we have to do only essential things for life, everything is useless. We are living without movies, we are living without going out, we used to think that if we'll not go to college, how will we study? We are studying online. So nothing is permanent, this pandemic is teaching us. And if we take message from here, we will learn, or we should learn to take life more positively and living for ourselves, own self, cause that is the only thing which matter. Having meaning in life is the only thing which matters. Achieving many things and not finding time to love yourself, to take rest, to enjoy our time, to enjoy our family is useless. Achieving less but enjoying life is more useful. So if people take this message from this crisis, they will be more happy, more creative. If they don't, they will again be machine like they were before.
Thank you, sir. So we have one last question from Iksha Singh. Yes, Iksha, kindly unmute yourself.
Jai Hind, sir. My question to you is, as we know that COVID has made everyone so scared to plan their future, and day by day the cases are also increasing. So how should one deal with that fear of planning the future? Because we are not knowing that when we will get over this.
See, Iksha, planning is not dependent upon what will happen tomorrow. Remember, it is true that cases are increasing and it will take almost 3 to 4 years minimum to develop a vaccine for that. Okay. The last vaccine, the vaccine which took least time to be developed was 15 years. All those vaccines we know, the least time taken is 15 years. So going by the newspapers and by the reports that we will have a vaccine in 6 months, 1 year, all these are rumors. Don't worry, we are not going to get these vaccines. But definitely we are going to learn these healthy practices. Ask your grandparents. When they used to go out, after coming home, they used to take bath and get off all their clothes before entering to their room. They used to have healthy hand wash habits. Okay, they didn't like to hug and greet each other, rather they used to do namaste. So all these things which are being proposed here in COVID-19, we used to have it 30-40 years back. We sacrifice that for being modern or to look like modern. So the only thing is, if you have heard this famous quote, history repeat itself. And growth is circular in nature. So we are going back to our cultural heritage. We will have to follow all these things our great grandparents and grandparents used to follow. Will be safe. And then trust on your immune. Flu, when it comes first time, it was a deadly disease. Now we are under flu and we walk like anything. Okay? So this corona will also be the same. In times to come, in 6 months, 1 year, 70 to 80% of the population will develop immunity for that. And then it will be like any other common cold and cough. Okay, so we don't have to be very fearful about increasing cases, because you see, cases are increasing only on the basis of presence of a virus, not life-threatening disease. Okay, so presence of a virus, we are already having 1 million type of viruses and bacteria inside our body. One more, sahi. Okay, so one more is okay, but in longer term, we will develop immunity for that. Okay. Now, on future, planning should always be there, because if you miss on planning, when the time will come to execute, suppose in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to come, lockdown is removed and people start to normal. When at that time, if you plan, you will spend more time in planning. So this is the time you should have all your planning, and meantime you should also try to learn all those skills which you always wanted to learn, or which can help you develop some extra edge on your course curriculum. So there are many things that are not part of your course curriculum, but those are required in higher studies, required for jobs. All those skills you can learn now. So if your college is closed, if you have sufficient time, join online courses for interviews, preparing for interviews, join online courses for group discussion, join online courses for English speaking, join online courses for French speaking. So all these supplementary skills which are required for a successful job, personality development skills, you can join all these, and at the same time you can keep preparing for your academic future goal, so that whenever it opens, you start with your plan.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That was a good session. Now I would request our academic head, Dr. Manisha Singh, to kindly extend a vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, on behalf of Sunbeam Women's College, Varuna, I take this opportunity to say thank you for your very relevant and as well as a very informative session in this crisis of pandemic. Sir, all four building blocks, whether it is a relationship, environment, engagement, social as well as emotional development, may help the individuals in developing their resilience personality. So I hope all short activities what you have shared with our students may definitely help them to develop their or experience the positivity among them. So thank you once again to giving your valuable time to us. It's our really pleasure to have you among us. Thank you once again, sir. Thank you very much. Over to
Thank you
Nilanjana.
all.
Thank you,
Special
ma'am.
thanks to Nilanjana for organizing this.
Thank you,
And
sir.
it was great working with Sunbeam College for Women.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you all.
So on behalf of our college, we extend a thank you to you. Thank you for your august presence. We would look forward for more sessions from you. That was really informative. Thank you for making our students realize that how much it is important to have the relations being given importance during this pandemic. So how important it is to go back to our cultural heritage. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So we'll be ending the session here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Jai Hind.
Janma.